I have got Critch here with me today, and I am going to be doing some beautiful blue and gold nail designs with some crystal placement as well. So let's get started. Okay, so we are going to be doing some beautiful blue and gold leaf crystal designs on Critch. So I have already sculpted her nails in this beautiful coffin. So Critch has got really flat nail beds. So flat nail beds are perfect for sculpting because you can get a beautiful C curve in there, and you can completely change the structure of their natural nail. So sculpting is definitely the way forward when your client has really flat natural nails, because when you go to put a tip on, obviously that tip is a formed piece of plastic, and you find that there's too much of a C curve, so you end up having to tailor your tip far too much, and then it doesn't fit properly, it doesn't feel right, which obviously you don't want to happen. So I've sculpted out Critch's nails and they are all ready to go, and I'm just gonna turn her hand over and just show you that C curve that we've been able to get in there from a sculpt, which is completely different to how flat her natural nails are. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything is go in with all about the base, which is our base coat. So I'm just going to give all of these a nice even coat of all about the base. Now I have used a cover pink because a cover pink is going to help to give us a nice consistent colour coverage when we come to do our gel polish. So I'm going to do the same design on both hands, and they are going to mirror one another. And like I say, we are going to be doing blue and gold because Critch's favourite colour is blue, as many of you probably already know. And obviously we are going to be doing a little bit of bling. Well, I say a little bit of bling, it's actually going to be quite a lot of bling. Wow. I'm sure Critch will probably want more bling, but you know, we'll go with it. So nice even coverage of all about the base, and that needs to go into the lamp. And then I'm going to do the other hand. So on these nails, I am going to be using Blue My Mind, which is our beautiful blue. And then for the gold, I'm going to be using our chrome pigment powder. So what the chrome is going to do, unlike a polish, it's going to give us that beautiful opulent mirrored chrome effect that's just that little bit more zhuzhy than if I was to use a gel polish. So it's just going to make it that little bit more special. So once I've done this, this is going to go into the lamp for a full cure. And then we can start with the fun stuff. And we're going to be doing a little bit of line work as well. Going to be beautiful. So pop that one in the lamp for me. Okay, so Blue My Mind is from the Core collection, and it's a beautiful all-round blue, and it's nice, thank you, it's nice and strong as a colour as well. So I'm going to come in on the little finger first, and this is going to be all blue. So I never say to worry about the coverage of colour on your first coat, because with our Get Nailed products, they do need 2 coats, and you get the depth of colour on your second coat, okay? So all of these products are obviously available over on our website, which is www.getnailedbylaurenmcbride.com, and feel free to use my discount code, which is Lauren10, to get yourself a cheeky little discount at checkout. So I'm just capping that end, and then we're going to do this one all blue as well. And again, steering clear of the cuticles, sidewalls, and making sure that we cap that free edge. Now this one is going to be a half and half, and we are going to be doing crystal placement. So I don't need to worry too much about getting that perfect line, because we are going to be doing crystals across this central point. So I'm going to go in with my blue, but this line doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously get it as good as you can, but I certainly don't have to go in with a liner brush. And then this one is going to be half and half, but in a bit of a swell. So again, we don't have to worry too much about that line, because we are going to go in with crystals, but we do have to make sure that we cap that free edge. And then the thumb I'm going to leave to in a minute. So I'm going to crack on and do the rest of the other hand in exactly the same way but mirrored, and the second coat of all of that, and then I will be back with you. Okay, so I have done my second coat of blue, and I have also gone in with the top coat that is required for each nail. So I'm just going to go through and explain what I've done. So on this one I've done 2 coats of Blew My Mind with I'd Rather Be Shiny, which is our no wipe shiny top coat. On this one I have done 2 coats of blue full nail with Material Girl, which is our matte top coat. And the reason I've done that is because I want chrome on top of this. So when I come to chrome, if we matte top coat, it's not going to stick to the matte, it's only going to stick to what I want it to stick to. With this one, we have done 2 coats of the blue, half and half. One half is shiny, which is I'd Rather Be Shiny, which is our no wipe top coat, and the other half is matte. Same on this one, so we've got matte blue and then I'd Rather Be Shiny on the other half. And this one I haven't done yet, so this has still just got the 2 coats of Blew My Mind on there. So I'm now going to go in with a chrome pigment powder. So this is our palette of chromes, and this palette is called Lioness, again available over on the website, and this has got some beautiful gold tones in here. So this is more of a bronze, and then we've got like an antique gold, and then we've got a light gold, and it's the light gold that I'm going to go in with. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tap into that compact chrome, and then using that on my applicator, I'm going to come in and do this half of my blue. So this is only going to stick to where I have put my I'd Rather Be Shiny, okay? It's not going to stick to the blue that has got the Material Girl on it, okay? And then I'm going to tap, tap, tap again, and then do exactly the same on this one, which is done in a swirl or like a wave motion down the nail. Okay, so now I've done that, I am going to do the other one, the other hand I should say. So again, half and half, making sure that we get right up into that cuticle line, so that we get that full coverage all the way through, and not forgetting the sides either, like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I've got an old acrylic brush that I use as a dusty brush, and I'm just going to dust off any excess, but because this is the compact chrome, we really don't have to worry too much about that. Now before I go in and do anything else, I am going to do my leaf design on this matte nail that has got the full blue on it. So this is on the ring finger. So in order to do that, I'm going to use my black gel paint. So the reason I use a black gel paint and not a gel polish is because a gel paint is going to hold its own weight. So because I want to do this whole nail in one go, it's going to allow me to do that. Whereas if I was using a black gel polish, that gel polish will want to relax and spread out, and it would bleed out into, each line would bleed out into one another, which I don't want to happen. Whereas a gel paint has got a thicker viscosity, so it's going to hold itself in that position until I'm ready to go in for a cure. So when you're doing artwork on a client, it's an absolute godsend, because it means you can do lots more work in one go rather than going in and out of the lamp all the time. So I'm going to use my Skinny Mini, which is my super fine line detailer brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit of my black gel paint out of my pot and pop it down. So I'm going to fully load up my Skinny Mini, make sure that there's a nice even load on there, so all the way through the paint. Now, the reason I make sure that there's a nice even load on my brush all the way through and that there's no lumps, bumps or bobbles on there is because that lump, bump and bobble is going to transfer into your line work, which you don't want to happen. So the more even your paint is loaded onto your brush, the more even your line is going to be. So again, I'm just going to come through, make sure it's nice and even, which as you can see, it is, and then we are going to start to do our detail work. So for this detail work, I'm just going to do a random leaf design. So I'm just going to come through and do my leaf shapes first of all, and I want to fill up this entire nail, okay? So there's no rhyme or reason as to where I'm going and what I'm doing, but you do need to make sure that it's nice and consistent throughout the entire design, okay? So I'm just going to come through and randomly do my leaf shapes. So once I've completed my leaf shapes, I will be back with you and then we will chrome them together. So I've done all of my detail work on the ring finger and index finger with my black gel paint, and I'm now, these have fully cured, so I've done my little leaf design on this one and this one. This one's going to have crystal placement on it, so it's not going to be completely naked, but I don't want this black, I want it gold. So it's had a full cure. I'm going to go in with the same gold as I used for the half and half nails, and I'm going to tap tap tap, remove any excess, and then I'm going to go in and just brush over, or rub over if you like, my leaves, and it's going to make them gold. And that's why we used our matte, because on our blue, because if that was shiny it would stick to the whole nail. Whereas because we've got that matte background and then our black, it's only sticking to the black. So I'm just burnishing it now, and what that means is I'm just shining it up basically. So giving it a really good rub, and because we've got all of those different angles and nooks and crannies in there, we want to make sure that we get in there. So I'm just going to give you a little close-up of that. So it's given that beautiful, almost like an embossed feel to the nail, and then obviously we're going to go on top of that with our top coat. So I'm going to do exactly the same on this one, and again, because we've used that matte on our blue, it is only going to stick to our black. And again, I'm just giving it a really good rub, making sure that we get into all of those nooks, crannies and divots, because we've got a lot of detail in there. Okay, so I'm going to pop that hand to one side because it's not quite ready for its top coat yet. And then while I've got my chrome in my hand, I'm going to do the other hand as well. So again, just giving it a good rub over. And because this black has been fully cured, we know it's nice and secure to be able to be nice and firm with as well. And then again on this one. So you can see we've got a little divot in there that we need to make sure that we get right into. We don't want any of that black showing through. And then once we've done that, there's not a lot of dust fall off, to be honest, because it is a compact chrome. I'm just going to remove any excess. So before I go in with my top coat, I am going to use my base coat because I want to really make sure that this chrome is sealed in and we get a nice smooth finish to our top coat. And then I'm going to top coat on that. And then we get to do the exciting bit, which is the crystal placement. So once I have done that, I will be back with you and we will do some bling. Okay, so we have top coated and we are ready for our bling. So I have gone in with I'd Rather Be Shiny, and they are super smooth because we have used that base coat prior to our top coat. So I'm going to go in with Gem Buddy to apply our crystals, and obviously our crystals are from Crystal Parade, which you can find over at www.crystalparade.co.uk. And if you want to place an order, make sure you use the code Lauren5 to get yourself a cheeky little discount at checkout. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in on the pinky. I am going to apply my Gem Buddy just in the center there, and then using my crystal katana, which obviously I have had crystallized by the beautiful Poppy at Crystal Parade, which if you want yours doing, then she will quite gladly do it for you. So I'm going to pop my blue crystal down here. Now I know it's blue on blue, but trust me, it's going to be beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is go in with these itty bitty tiny SS2 crystals in gold. They are so adorably small and just perfect, and I absolutely love them. I've got a real thing about SS2 crystals at the moment. So I'm just going to pop those down and you can see how tiny they are. All right. So I'm just going to go in with my Gem Buddy around this blue crystal. I haven't cured this crystal yet because I may need to move it around a little bit. So if I put it into the lamp to cure, if I wanted that little bit of wiggle room with these SS2s, then I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's why I've left it uncured. So again, going in with my katana, and I'm going to place them evenly around this crystal to begin with. So I'm going to go at 12 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock. And you can actually use this end of your katana to place them as well. And then I'm going to go in between that. So then you get a nice even distribution of your SS2 crystals around that main crystal, rather than just working around and not necessarily getting that even distribution. So I'm going to place those down, and there may be a tiny little gap in between each one, but that doesn't matter because we are going to be going in with our caviar beads and making this absolutely beautiful. So that's the first one I am going to do, and then I'm going to move on to the index finger. So just pop your finger down nice and relaxed on my hand, darling. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to come in along this swirl line in between our blue and our gold, and I'm just going to place my Gem Buddy down all the way down through that line, and then I'm going to go in with my, I'm just going to grab them here, I've got a crystal mix here that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go in with my larger one to begin with, right in the middle there, and you can see it shines gold as well. Hopefully the camera will pick that up. There you go, you can see that better there. And then I'm going to bring it down in size as we move along that line. So I'm going to do 3 larger ones in the center, like so. And this is why you didn't have to worry too much about that line being perfect, because we're going in and covering it up. And then 3 either side of that. So try and keep it nice and even though you're on a swirl or whatever the shaping is, you must try and keep your crystal placement as even as you can get it, because it's much more appealing on the eye. So I'm just going to scooch these round and get that real curve going on in there, because I want it to sweep. I don't want it to just be a stagnant line. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure, which is 60 seconds. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other hand, but I'm not going to do the 2 fingers that I've just done. I'm going to do this middle finger and show you what I want to do on there. So I'm going to come in on the central line here, and I'm going to come up my blue. So I'm going to come along, and then I'm going to come up. So hopefully you guys can see I've done like a T in my blue section. And then I'm going to come in with quite a large gold crystal. Right in the center, just there, and I'm going to push that down into that gem buddy. And then I'm going to come in with my blues, and this is where I'm going to tie in both nails. So I'm going to do my darker blue either side of that, like so, and then another one at the top, just there. And then again, I'm not worried too much about my spacing because I haven't cured any of this yet. So if I do have to go in and change it up, then I will still be able to do that. So I'm going to come in here with those lighter blues and fill in those gaps, and then a smaller one up the top here, and then a smaller one here, and a smaller one here, and then I'm going to go in with those itty bitty SS2s just on my edges on either side. And then again, I'm just going to scooch them over to make sure they're sitting exactly where I want them to sit, and that they're sitting nice and securely into that gem buddy. Which they are. And then I just need to do a tiny little dot of gem buddy just right on the edge of that tip, and then go in with my tiny little SS2s again, like so. And then that is going to go into the lamp for a full cure. So I'm going to do the same on the other hand and on this hand that I did on the other hand. And then once I've done all of the crystal placement, I'll be back with you. Okay, so we have done all of our crystal placement in the beautiful golds and blues, and obviously you cannot do crystal placement without caviar beadwork. So in all of the corners that have been created by our circles sitting together, I have popped a beautiful gold caviar bead, and I'm sure you will agree with me that it completely changes the crystal placement. It makes it look like jewelry. It is absolutely stunning. And that is our set complete, apart from one thing. We just need to add a little bit more hydration to those cuticles, because obviously this was a new set So I'm going to go in with Coco Loco, which is nail juice from Get Nailed by Lauren McBride, and we do have salon packs available for our nail juices for you to be able to retail to your clients. So if you are interested in that, then head on over to the website. So I'm just going to pop this nail juice in, around and under the cuticle area and that hyponychium, just to add that hydration and keep the nails nice and healthy, and also help to stop any lifting, and also keep the natural nail hydrated so it's not going to peel away underneath from that enhancement. So once we have done that, all that is left to do is to take a photo of these absolute beauties and for Critch to enjoy them. So once we have done this, I will show you both hands together, and this crystal placement, this blue and gold, is absolutely stunning. I love it. Love, love, love it. So both hands together, you can see that they really complement each other. I absolutely love this crystal placement in the center of the nail against that blue My Mind from the Core collection. So stunning, and such a transformation as well. So there you have it, Critch's set of blue and gold nails. As always, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you did enjoy it, please make sure you like the video, that you click the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos that we post here on my page. I'll see you all soon. I love you lots. Bye.